Sheila's not going to make it.
It's okay, we have a quorum.
Yeah.
Hi, Val.
Yeah, she took a bunch over there.
I knew things, yeah.
Well, not entirely new, but it's like,
Yeah, not entirely.
not who I expected to be there.
So where's Sherry?
Sherry's on taking it over.
Well, I know, but she said she'd be here to introduce you. So.
Denise.
Everybody, Denise, everybody.
Exactly. There you go.
Exactly. I was hoping that rush hour would be ready so that we can hit that pretty much right up front, get that introduced into the schedule. But I guess we're good enough to start the meeting. I call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Maybe Chair should be here.
Yep, that's all you do.
Sheila. Ken.
Here.
John.
Here.
Kat. Yep. Ralph.
Here.
Okay. Okay, I guess we got citizens' time.
Would you want Colton to speak now, or do you want to add it to your time?
Well, Sherry said you're kind of running it. What is your preference for this? Now. Okay.
Do it now and
Do it now.
Let's move on,
Citizens'
yeah.
time. We'll
Yeah.
call citizen.
Come on down.
Come on down.
And explain to these lovely people what you would like to do.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm doing an Eagle project, and my Eagle project is to rebuild the Welcome to Haymarket sign out on Blight Street because it doesn't really represent the town very well in its current state. Because I mean, I brought a couple pieces of wood last time because it's pretty much falling apart. And another reason I'd like to do this is because my troop is a very kind of pretty close friends with Haymarket, and we were almost kicked out of the Haymarket Day thing the other day because we were going to do our hot dog stand, but some other people came with hot dogs, but you guys kept us in there because we've been here for a while, so it's just kind of a way of saying thank you.
There are rest of questions for that. Who is funding the materials and the build? Is that all funded by you, or did you need monetary assistance with that?
I might need monetary assistance, but I'll try to raise money if I can to buy the supplies that we need.
I'm interested on this one. They are supposed to raise a bill for the fund, and I know, can't think of her name, it's totally losing my mind. But she had told him that if he needed something toward the end of it, or she actually told you all to fund it, but they're supposed to raise money and do projects to do it themselves. What's her name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, yeah. She had told him not to be concerned with that, but as parents, we want him to go through the normal process of raising the funds and do the best he can toward getting, it'll determine a lot of what you all want out of it.
Was she able to get back with you in regards to the signs we had in storage, if any?
We haven't got that far yet. All we understood is she wanted him to come to this and talk about building materials.
And now you're calling it a welcome sign, though it's just the club and organization sign. We are actually doing welcome signs that are more of a separate.
Slowly getting them. It's taking a year, but we're slowly getting them.
I think this is an appropriate addition to that, and if it said welcome to Haymarket or, something like that, I don't think there would be a problem with that.
Yeah.
You're right. If we had this says welcome to Haymarket, and then we had another one like that that said welcome to Haymarket, I don't think that would be too problematic.
Yeah.
Redundancy in some cases is not necessarily bad.
And how far along are you with this? Have you started to put together your plan and write it up for approval from your troop and from BSA?
We have started to kind of write down what we're going to do in the plans process. We haven't done the approval process yet.
I think he had to go through this meeting
that's first.
before they would, to make sure you all definitely want it, where you want it, when you can start, and then they have to submit it in the package.
Okay, well, I think would be a a good contribution to the town. And I think it would be well welcomed by the town citizens.
So in general, would the design be virtually a replication of what is now, or?
That's another reason I'm here tonight. I wanted to ask you guys to see if you want to be a same design or maybe a different thing, since we're going to get the more organization signs. We might get a little bit more room to put them on there.
Well, in general, do we have a guesstimate as how many organizations might be interested in this?
That's where I was kind of waiting on Jen to get back to see if there were other organizations other than the one we had, the Optimist.
That was going to be part of the program, that he take a list that's given to him by some way to check with all these organizations to make sure that they still want to be a part of it, and maybe you all know of some other ones that he could approach to say, do you want to be a part of it? And that's one reason he hasn't submitted the project yet, because he has to be able to tell them exactly what his plan to do is before it can be written up. So he's trying to get the information for that.
Traditionally, do churches in the town limits put little signs on this, or is it just like?
Not typically.
Not traditionally.
Yeah, not typically.
Okay.
I believe there is an active Rotarian organization. The Eastern Star may very well be interested in putting up a sign. At one point, there were some Odd Fellows. I don't know if they are active or not.
I mean, what the Rotarians?
Rotarian, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said. Okay.
Yeah.
And the Masons may as well. So I know they have.
I'm a Mason.
Right.
So I'm your point of contact for the Masons in the Eastern Star. I'll give you my number and call me, and we'll arrange a meeting. So yeah, there are other organizations out there that I know at one time were active.
I know sometimes too, like I know Battlefield, their band is big, and I don't know what awards they won, but I know in my hometown where I grew up, if they have big accolades at school for like any state championships or band competitions, that sometimes the school would be representative, like AAA or whatever they are, champs for their football season or for their band, state, whatever competition they might have won. But sometimes they do those too, so I don't know if that's something that you all would want on there.
Well, I know that, like with Battlefield and things that they're not actually within the town limits.
Yeah.
I think the only one that is Tyler, and not really.
And it's not in the town limits, yeah. I don't even know that
I don't think we have a school within.
Haymarket is split now. We don't, yeah.
But, we can work with any group or any organization that would like to have a little placard builder thingy on your sign. That's where, we did work to Jen in regards to what organizations, as well as Ralph, so what organizations would like to be represented on that. In regards to the actual design of it is where we would come in. Do we want just, the two posts, a couple 2x4s, one up the middle to stack it with a little tiny roof on it? Do we want it the same? Do we want something, do we want to give him some...
Right. I believe this is a pretty typical sign when you're driving into small town USA. I think this is pretty much what you see. I don't know, do you all remember other types of signs?
I did Google
like this?
search and just looked town signs.
Yeah, that's something you might want to do for us. As far as the design is concerned, I think what we'd like to see, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm overall happy with this, and something, or variation of this. You may have to, instead of doing, what's this, 3 bays, do 4 or 5 bays, and then, as far as, 3 posts, you may have to do 5 or 6 posts, I don't know. And just, make it longer. If you can, show us, different signs from different towns throughout the country, whatever you can find off the web. If you want to deviate from this, if you say, hey, this is a great one off, down in Charlottesville that they have, that you think would be really appropriate.
We're open to, a lot of different designs, First of all, though, it does have to play into the complexity of it, because, we don't exactly have a professional skill set here that can put it together. So, you gotta judge what effort's involved in it and actually try to manage that yourself. This is pretty simple. You may want to get a little bit more complex on what you see out there, but, that's all up to you. We're pretty open.
Yeah, we'd be completely open to what your designs are.
Do you have a size that you want to stay within?
Well, I think first find out how many signs people are willing to put up.
Yeah.
We don't want to build something 15 feet long and 12 feet high and have 3 signs on it.
Signs on it.
Yes, that's the thing. How does this go with the planning commission sign size regulations? Because these are separate signs, or do we just?
These aren't business signs.
I know, exactly.
And the planning commission doesn't play that game anymore. That's Marchant back there in the office.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So my guess is that since this is not a business sign, and I don't know that any of the organizations are going to put up any huge signs. If you go to like the Manassas or any of the local jurisdictions, you don't need to go any further than that. Most of these signs are relatively small. The Haymarket Mason one, these are all good representative sizes.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to get anything big. If you get 5 or 6 of those, design something that fits that, maybe that, you could put 1 or 2 more on somewhere, I think would be fine. But yeah, you're not looking at a huge structure here. It would be nice. Haymarket Lodge just happens to be named Haymarket. Other than that, you wouldn't know that you're entering Haymarket. It might be nice to put Town of Haymarket somewhere on there.
Oh, absolutely.
Which this doesn't do. But I think we're looking at a relatively modest structure, not large in size, not anything certainly garish in colors, but I think it should announce that you are in Haymarket. And again, canvass the communities. With the Masons, we can discuss that, but the Masons you'll find a lot of different organizations represented by Masons. We have a guy, typically we say if there are dues involved, he'll pay them. He probably belongs to about 20 organizations. So there's things we can do there.
But as far as colors, things like that, show us some pictures of other municipalities. If you want to paint it white, if you have some examples of some white ones, that might pop out a little more than this one that looks like it's brown, I guess.
It's old wood.
It's old wood.
We're talking about making. If you have a plan for those, then maybe he could mock off of that to make it coordinate and tie in together.
Well, we do, but I'm not so sure that they would. I don't know
They would be far
how
enough
practical.
apart.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
how practical that would be, because we're looking at some single signs with some sort of a curvature on top and bottom and so forth. And this is a different
What
animal.
even as far as paint, if you want it painted, do you
Oh,
say?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You could paint it the color. Like if we use that yellow color or whatever, he could paint this yellow to kind of
Or stain it.
force it.
Yeah, because again, one of the things you've got here is a lot of issues with weathering. If we paint it, then somebody's going to be responsible for
Yeah,
maintaining
3
the paint.
years later to maintain it.
Another Boy Scout project.
Happy to commit your troop for eternity. Thank you very much. Please run through.
You can leave a legacy project.
There you go.
But I say more of a natural wood or stained, sealed.
Yeah, something like
That
that.
way the add to won't be an issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you won't have some kind of a weird color
Placement that again, I'm waiting for Mr. Landry, who's the owner of Case West property, to see if we can put it on that property. That's going to be the actual entrance.
Oh, is there a guy that owns the base west? Very well, maybe likely that, I can't think of his name, but Sean.
Sean Landry.
He's just recently agreed to let them have a shed built on their site for their storage unit, so it's very.
Oh, he's very amenable.
Already,
I'm just,
so
I want to
He
get,
donated a shed that needed some work and let him keep it on the property because they lost their building and the fire department for all their equipment and stuff, so.
Mr. Landry's fantastic. I just want something in writing from him to where it's, yes, we can put it there and I can fall back on later down the road and what's this doing here?
So, in general, we agree that this is a valid project.
Absolutely.
We
Yes.
would certainly encourage you to do it. Give us some representation, give us some samples of what, other towns look like. Find out how many signs are going to go up there, and that's going to determine the size.
Project's back on you. Any questions for us?
My contact information.
Okay. Come on up. Just don't trip on the wire, please.
Now, as I recall, as far as money is concerned, the funding, when I did my Eagle Scout project, thank you very much, the organization that I worked with, they ended up paying for the supplies. I basically
We will,
supplied
if we have to. The town's
Right.
already agreed with that.
Oh, we have?
For council.
Okay.
That's what
Well, so
Jennifer
there you
said.
go.
We
So,
still want him to go
Right,
through
go through the
fundraising.
and work toward it. And if it ends up with some type of for some reason, a surplus or whatever, he can figure out something to do to enhance it or do something else with it. Because they're very strict about keeping track of the money, and that there is to be no surplus. You're supposed to try to work it so that does not happen.
Right. What questions do you have for us, Colton?
Another question is, besides building the sign, we were thinking on doing like a little, planting, building a little brick kind of thing around the fence and then putting some mulch down. So if someone wants to plant flowers there, put plants there or something.
Great.
just, if you can draw it up somehow. It doesn't have to be anything fancy.
Yeah, simple
But,
sketch, stick
you
figures.
give us a little sketch of it, that'd be great. But yeah, I guess when you do to sketch it, I'm an architect here, so I'm going to get into plans here. But if you can give us a drawing of it and just give us an idea of how the size and how tall it's going to be and how wide it's going to be, and if you're going to build a little planter at the bottom base, just show us how big it is. And if you I don't know, I guess you need to bring in
Materials.
material. Yeah, I guess you probably should. If you have a certain brick in mind and you happen to have a brick, that'd be great to show us, hey, make some piece
So
of
we
bricks.
were understanding that I thought Jennifer said you all would have a list of materials that were town approved that you could provide so that he could work from that to
The
make sure.
color scheme, the historic color scheme,
It's
but
just
if it was
color.
going to be painted, yes, we have certain colors that are within our scheme. If we're going to keep it natural wood's always okay.
If it were brick,
If it were brick,
I mean,
it's,
if you went all the way and it were brick or stone, again, that would be, a natural, a brick or a stone would be fine. But in terms of material, wood, brick, stone,
Those are approved.
those are approved. You don't need additional approval from us. Yeah.
Finally.
So we're basically good. I mean, one thing I wouldn't mind, what do y'all think about it? I mean, since she's showing us this, and again, your final plan may be different, it may not even have a roof, but this roof doesn't have any shingles on it. Would you want to see shingles or something if you get a roof? Or
Okay, now, I think we need a maintenance issue.
something that as an artistic
Yeah.
there you go.
leisure. Yeah.
There you go.
But I think in terms of that, I think durability, again, paint, we don't want to have somebody, unless, again, your troop is willing to maintain this in perpetuity, we're looking for a durable, low-maintenance structure.
That it will withstand weather. So there may be some concrete issues, some zoning issues in regards to missed utility, where we're going to plan it, missed utility, get out there, make sure that there's no power lines, or grading, things like that.
That's what I was saying, is
Some
it-
sinking the posts.
Is it on right-of-way now, or is it on town property?
It is right outside of the old PD and...
See, that's one thing, it might be on town property currently.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, another question I had was if we should move it from underneath that telephone pole because that's not the best look for it,
Right.
It's a legitimate, yeah.
And that's what we're saying, move it up towards Pace
Yeah.
West and on that Pace property, on that same side of the
Oh, okay,
street.
yeah.
But at the Pace property, the true entrance to the town.
Right.
Right. So it sounds like you'll be dealing with her as far as possibly moving it. It sounds like she wants it to move, so hopefully we can do that. So
And I'm sure Sean will be fine with that.
good.
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of time frame you might know before you have a yes or no for him to see? We're just
I
trying
will
to
call
determine
him
how quickly.
again tomorrow. And I'll get, if you can leave me your guys' email. I think your email's on here, right, Colton?
Should be.
Yeah. Come write your email. That way I can just email you.
Oh, he's got,
RCM.
RCN?
Yeah.
I'll give Sean a call again tomorrow and I'll let you know. I'm sure it will be fine. I just want something in writing from him before I obligate his grass.
So you all meet once a month, and then it would be the next meeting, you would come with the
Yeah.
development something plans?
Yeah, work on plans, drawings, anything like that in the next month, and then I'll do my part. I gave you my contact information, yes?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. If not, my card's up there. My town email up there. Contact me at any time. Contact Ralph anytime.
Third Wednesday of the month.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
very
so
much.
much. Look forward to it.
Okay, any more citizen time? Okay, we'll move on to minute approval.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the January 15th meeting of the ARD.
Second?
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Any corrections need to be made? Okay, we'll go for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, any abstains?
Abstain.
Did you show up, Ralph? I guess you abstained too,
I'm
right?
saying, yeah.
Okay, did you get that recording, Denise? Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to the certificate of appropriateness. Now, Marshawn? Yes, sir. Are you going to request that we adjust our agenda before we go into the appropriateness?
Is he with the church? Are you with the church?
With the church.
Oh,
So he'll be
You should go
first. I just need Marshawn to tell me,
What we're going to go ahead and pass out?
let's just move to get it on the
Okay,
agenda.
this would be for a sign permit application for Fort Line Waterworks.
Okay. So I guess I'll move to adjust the agenda to put Fort Line on.
Second.
We're going to move in second. Any discussions? Okay, vote on it. Everyone in favor, say aye. Aye. Any nays? No. We're good. Okay, now we'll get to yours.
All right.
Anybody have a motion for?
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the signage at 14910 Washington Street as directed in zoning permit ZP 20140212.
Second.
And motion and second. We're up for discussion. Anybody have any questions?
I have a question. It says 2 signs on your application. I see 3 in the pictures.
It says 1 two-sided sign on the application and then 2 single-sided signs underneath it.
One, you're right, 1 two-sided, and then 2.
Oh.
Not a
Two-
itemized list.
But it's,
Yeah, I know,
but it
I
also
know,
says
I get-
220.
Exactly, we get it.
Sorry about that. Nope, 2 signs is not my handwriting, by the way. That was not my error.
And now you've been working with Marshawn on the signs.
I spoke with you
this one yet.
briefly some months ago.
Okay.
Well, I think from my design standpoint, which again is our purview, it's fine. As far as the size and number, that's planning.
Yeah, and other than the one on the back side of the building, they would all be going up where existing signs were taken down.
Right. These are sitting small. I mean, in my opinion, again, not for the regulations, but that third sign in the back of the building is in the back of the building, and nobody sees it unless, I mean, basically it's telling you that door is part of the church.
The overflow LV people will see it. The park there.
Okay. All right. I hear you.
Well, I don't have any questions. Anybody else have questions? Do you have anything you want to contribute?
No, I think.
Okay.
That hanging
Now-
sign is where?
It's right out front. They're just replacing with this sign that's already hanging on the post.
Yeah, there's an existing stanchion there.
Okay.
The previous tenant took down their sign, it would just go up in the same place.
Can you remind me, what is the maximum size of a sign, square footage of a sign? For the hanging sign?
Hanging sign?
Hanging sign is 12 square feet. No, hanging sign, I'm sorry.
There's some businesses that want to know that.
Square feet, I apologize.
I mean, I'd like to see a bigger sign, you know? I don't know how many square feet that is. What did do the math? Well, was it 20 inch by what?
20.5
Yeah.
by...
By something.
Personal
But 10 by
preference,
24
that's
is the other one,
okay,
so-
but, we do have to allow planning permission to adjust sign stuff. And do
Oh, absolutely. No. You're right.
Now
That's not.
all
Marchand.
Marchand, who manages.
But also, if you put a bigger sign out there, it's gonna look weird on the existing
Yeah.
extension.
Yeah, that's possibly true.
So,
We didn't want to do anything out of character with how the town has looked.
I totally hear you. I think that's great, but
you said you haven't reviewed this yet?
So he and I have spoken several times.
Okay.
I believe the permit came to you tonight before I'd had a chance to review it yet, but I'll review it as soon as.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that 3 signs was allowed within our codes and all that stuff. Make sure that he doesn't get any surprises later on if you come after him.
The goal has been to have me review it before it comes to you, but we're trying to be business friendly, and
Okay.
if it gets to you first, but I appreciate the caveat that it's subject to.
These colors pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was wondering if the color scheme is acceptable.
Right. That's where...
You got your color swatches with you?
I do not think I... See if the guideline does have them or not.
What's nice is they did move the signs. It used to be if you were traveling westbound on 55, it said Living Hope Mexican Restaurant.
Yeah.
Because the two signs were right next to each other. So,
Yeah, I don't think I had the color swatches within this guideline that I have here.
do you need me to get it from the cabinet, Mr. Chairman?
yeah, that would be appropriate.
It was the bright green in it that was kind of popped out and was like, I don't know if it matches our color
Okay.
that we're allowed in regards to the historic district, but that's why I want to make sure before
Okay.
I'll say yay.
Yeah.
And then,
Then, assuming everything is fine, I would just have the sign company call in and pull permits and do all of that.
absolutely. Did you start with planning commission yet?
I have not.
And we
Oh,
don't,
that's right, that doesn't do that
we
anymore.
don't do that anymore.
It's been bypassed.
That's right.
That's what Marchand's here for. Now we have Marchand. Thank you. Okay, now who has questions for this?
Pass one that way. We're staying within the Green family.
Okay.
Okay. You have your greens,
I'm assuming they're the same greens.
except for that one that has the X in it. See that?
Yes, actually.
Yeah. So those are the ones you need to stay within.
Okay. Do you have Pantone numbers, by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull your sheet back in. Slide back up.
Yeah, while they're doing that, your certificate says something about 24 by 20. That sign I'm looking here, I mean, that's proportionally, if that's 24 inches wide, that's like 12 inches
Right.
high.
These photos would have been scaled, So however, when they took the EPS files and stretched out the logo, those are the scale they came up to.
Okay, so am I looking at, this is 20 inch. So we're talking 20 inches side to side?
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's approximately twice, that's about 10 inches by 20 inches approximately?
Yeah.
So we're dealing with a pretty small sign. I don't know. I mean, again, not our purview, again, it's theirs, but you are allowed a bigger sign. And I just would like to know that you're back there.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I see his point as far as working with that existing post. Mm-hmm. I think it could handle a slightly larger sign and not look out of place.
Okay.
I mean, the end of the sign could protrude past the end of the post, the arm, a few inches.
Okay.
Again, my only issue is we often don't know what's back there because it's off the road.
Right.
It's, you're driving by, you don't see that tiny little sign.
Yeah.
And so I don't want you to handicap yourself before you even start here. So just something to consider. Maybe you can talk to Rashawn about that as you go into the planning commission. But as far as what we're dealing with here today, as far as the colors, that's what we're going to be. The font, I think, is fine, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, why would he be going to the planning commission?
It doesn't. They keep saying. They keep making
yeah,
planning.
you're right.
I keep saying we don't do that anymore.
Yes, you're absolutely right. My mistake. You're right. It's him.
I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
So here, my mistake with thanks to my friend here. You'll be talking to Rashawn about that, but I would, for one, would not have a problem with seeing it, just a few inches past the end of the sign in the same proportions. I think we'd be fine. Again, my only issue is I want people to see what's going on.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? We'll try to close this up while Kat's putting all this together. What I guess we'll do is I'm going to put on here that as long as the colors are equivalent to the recommended palettes that we approved.
Okay. Yeah.
You want
So,
to approach that way? I can show you what I've written down so you kind of understand it. These are Sherwin-Williams Historics. And these are anything that was green. I gave you from here to here. All the codes. I didn't write the actual colors, just numbers of the historic codes. And then the contrast of color, Sherwin-Williams, all of these except for this.
Thank you very much.
So you can take that, and those are the colors you can put.
right.
Okay?
And now we don't restrict you to just the Sherwin-Williams palettes. So anything equivalent.
Right.
Okay, anything equivalent.
Yeah, you don't have to go out and specifically use Sherwin-Williams paint.
Right.
Yeah.
They should be able to come up with the Pantone numbers off of that. Is their deal?
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll call this a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No?
Okay, thank you very much for your
Okay.
time.
You bet. Thanks for coming in.
I owe you an email.
Pardon?
I owe you an email on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Marshant, do you have a COA number that we can move for, and then you can present this to us?
The ZP number is 2014-0107. It's basically superseding the one you approved. It's an amendment. Go ahead and distribute.
Yes.
You guys went out to the site yet? This is the old Rose building. Troy is here. He's the manager of Portaline Waterworks. Last month they came to you with a wall sign on the end of their building. You may have noticed, or you may remember last month you approved a fence. And they've gone out there, they've installed the fence, they've moved a lot of the equipment to the rear of the site, and so now they're coming back in for their signage. So you see on the first page, sign A, this is under the town's individual letter ordinance, which is larger for buildings in the I-1 district. Last time you saw a similar sign, but it was smaller and included the fire hydrant logo. If you include the fire hydrant logo, you're a wall sign and you're much smaller. So they've reviewed, so that is approved, can be approved under our individual letter sign standard. So the Fortiline is spelled in 24-inch letters, and then the one below it's in 9-inch letters when it spells Waterworks. Sign B is what we call a secondary, or defined as a secondary entrance sign. You can have it up to 6 square feet. They're below that, the dimensions there. Sign C, we have a separate wall sign standard for multiple tenant buildings, so that would be approved under the wall sign standard. The next one you see, sign D, is for a freestanding sign. You'll see that I hand drew some dimensions on there. There's a corresponding map in the paperwork I sent you that shows 2 potential locations. If you've been out there today, there's multiple signs that are in the right-of-way. Advantage Landscaping, the Jumpin' Jimmy's flags, the mailbox for a la carte catering and all of the complex is also in the VDOT right-of-way. So in this case, they've asked to put a sign within the fence line, and they've identified the 2 locations. By our standard, they have to be 10 feet off that fence line. So what they've proposed here is to have a sign that's approximately 11 feet high. The standard is for a freestanding sign. In our industrial district, you can go up to 15. So what this would allow the sign to do is 84 inches is about a foot above the existing fence, and then the band of the sign would go up to 11 feet. This would allow you, if you're traveling on 55 or 15, to be able to see it. And they've asked for 2 potential locations in the areas identified. So
When VDOT gets a hold of it and does their right-of-way and everything else, and any of the landscaping, anything else, it's still going to be okay?
if VDOT acquires the land, they would likely have to move the sign. But I've already begun to talk with the tenants on coming up with some sort of consolidated sign that we can do for all of them. Okay. So, but right now, VDOT would buy basically this entire, the gravel lot north of a la carte. They plan to purchase all of that as part of the interchange improvements. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I just want to do best due diligence for our owner, knowing that may have to be relocated, invest and put the sign there, and then, okay, gee, VDOT's going to plow it over.
Okay. So we got a COA application here. I get a movement.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve zoning permit ZP 201401007 for signage as applied.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Any questions?
Obviously, white and black are no-brainers, but the red, we've always had fun with the red as far as our color palette is concerned. I would just say let's make sure that it falls in on our color palette, and there you go.
We've got the color palette.
Well,
50 Shades of Grey. So.
yeah, I don't mind if they do something close to the sheets, since it's kind of all in the same area, and sheets has been grandfathered in. As long as that kind of color is staying prevalent out there, we're not really coming out with a real big confliction there.
Right, because you can go from, there's the fire engine red obsession thing, and it's one off that's even darker and kind of even better for, especially for a fire hydrant type color that is in our palette. Just if you ever need the, yes, Marshall?
I was just going to argue that it's compared, I guess, to sheets. This is more subdued.
Yeah.
In terms of red's not as prominent in the sign palette.
Exactly.
I don't want to give sheets any weapons.
I don't think you could compare the two.
Exactly.
Yeah, really.
So,
Apples to hydrants.
and only a fifth of the total sign area. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there are good reds in there, and these are, again, it's teeny tiny in comparison to anything else, and I'm totally okay. If Marchant says it's good, then it's good.
I'll tell my wife that. Kat said. Or excuse me, Councilwoman Artis said.
So, any more discussion? Any comments?
Wait, so what are we, again, to recap, we're doing a side of the building sign, the counter sales sign, the secondary entrance sign, which is visible from which facade?
The secondary entrance sign is the counter sale sign on the rear of the building that faces the railroad tracks.
Rear of the building.
And sign C is what we would define as a wall sign. That's on between the two buildings. It's the one that's facing Jumpin' Jimmy's building.
Oh, okay.
So you're unlikely to probably see these signs from 15, but
Other than the Fort Line Waterworks, that's on the
the one on the main building,
That's on the
yes.
15.
Correct.
right. So
Sign D is
right. So the main one's going to be on that facade there.
I'm sorry. The main one is the one that would be on this facade right here.
Oh, right. That's not okay right here.
That's what the picture is on. And then this door is here.
Okay.
The counter sign sales door is here.
That's not in the over there. Okay. And then just to recap, the large sign will go in one of those two locations.
Yes, sir, 10 feet off the fence line. What I'm hoping is that this will spur other tenants to come in and do a more unified plan. So,
Good luck with
I don't
that.
want to say monkey see, monkey do, but I'm hoping that this will spark other tenants to come in and apply for a better sign package. So,
Attorney's comments? Okay, put this up for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's good. Thanks for coming.
thank you. Here's the original.
Okay, so you don't want me to sign this one?
That was just a copy.
A few things I need to sign. Okay, that's going to be here. Okay, we'll go into town council minutes.
Thank you for the accommodations.
You want minutes? You want the entire minutes? Or
All right.
an update?
An update.
That'll take a while. Only thing in regards in relation to the Architecture Review Board, the streetscape project is still continuing. It has been delayed a little bit due to weather and things like that with the sidewalk projects and enhancements, but it is moving along. It's a little behind schedule, but it is moving along and doing well. Other than that, nothing as it pertains to ARB.
Nothing else that pertains to ARB. Any questions for Pat? Okay.
As it pertains to ARB.
Well, yeah, see, yeah.
Okay, I guess for planning commission, anything good about the overlay or anything like that going on?
No. Did the council approve the study, the parking study? Has that gotten to you guys yet?
I think it was on the agenda with tabled until it was,
Until, okay.
I believe,
Yeah, but not that the parking study really has a whole lot to do with the ARB, but
correct.
municipal parking is an issue, so a study has been recommended.
Yeah. There's also going to be a traffic study done with again, on our light.
Yeah.
But as it relates to ARB, nothing.
I concur.
Okay. Any questions for Ralph? Okay, that's good. We'll move on then. Go back, old business, task list. Really nothing's been done. Still my problem. I just haven't been able to get my butt into gear and get moving forward with Bud on it. Yeah, what I'm going to do is have him put the packet together. Hopefully get it done before summertime so that this stuff can be put in during the good weather.
For Colton Eagle project?
No, the welcome signs.
Oh, those signs, okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I did put a place marker in here for commercial fencing, but like I said, we're not really going to start tackling that kind of stuff until we do come up with requiring the amendment with the overlay and all that stuff to put into the guidelines. So it's just a marker in there for now. Other than that, there's nothing else on the task list. Anybody have any new business or new tasks that they would like to stick on there or move forward with?
No, just with it coming up, and we only have February, March, April, May, June, 4 more meetings until a new council. As is, I am not running again. I would like to stay on ARB. I don't know if I need to make that known now, but I would not be a council liaison.
Right. And of course, you need to be council appointed so you can get it through.
Correct.
Is the RFP, I don't remember, I know that the planning commission is not appointed every new term, but is the ARB appointed every new term, every new council term?
We're appointed for a period of time.
Okay,
So,
all right, so,
I know the
it's kinda
liaison,
like-
for the council liaison is appointed by council.
right, so
Kind of
they're,
like the justices, the president
Sort of
appoints
their
them and they're stuck there
until, yeah.
The only reason I bring it up is if any of you no longer want, because it's a 5-member committee. I would like to stay on the committee. However, if I'm not on council, it would be another person that has been appointed.
They need somebody to put,
But if any of you no longer can or
wish to.
wish to be, I will gladly take that seat, but I'm not going to be the liaison anymore. Somebody else will be here. I would like to stay on ARB, but not on council. Nope.
Okay. If anybody doesn't have any other comments, that's pretty much all on the agenda. Have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And a second. So we adjourn this at 47 after 7.
Hey, we didn't vote.